Passenger file number 011. Boarding time 047. Status: transmitting. I work late. That's just how it is. Most nights I'm leaving the office somewhere between midnight and 1. The roads are empty. The city feels like a different place at that hour. Quieter. Like something's been turned off. I've done that drive maybe 300 times. Same route, same radio station, same low background noise keeping me company on the way home. I like the static. I know that sounds strange. But there's something about white noise in the dark that feels comfortable, like the world is still out there, breathing. This was a Tuesday in late October. Nothing unusual about the day. Nothing unusual about the drive. I pulled out of the car park just after 12:40. The radio came on automatically. Same station. Same low hiss between late-night songs. I turned onto the dual carriageway and settled in. That's when it started. At first I thought something was wrong with the car. A rattle, maybe. Or interference from another signal. The white noise shifted. Not dramatically. Not like a scream, just different. It developed a rhythm. A slow, deliberate pulse that I couldn't quite place. Like breathing, but mechanical. Like something trying to breathe. I reached for the dial. I turned it slightly. The rhythm followed. I switched to the next station. The rhythm was already there. I turned it off completely. For about 4 seconds there was silence. Then it came back, through a dead radio. I need you to understand something before I tell you this next part. I go by a nickname. Everyone does. Family, colleagues, friends. My nickname is so normal, so embedded, that I sometimes forget what my full legal name actually sounds like out loud. The rhythm in the radio said my full legal name, not my nickname. My full name, both syllables of my first name, all 3 syllables of my surname. Slow, rhythmic, precise, like it had been practiced. I swerved, not badly. The road was empty. But my hands pulled the wheel before my brain even caught up with what had happened. I pulled onto the hard shoulder and sat there with the engine running. Heart going, hands shaking slightly. The radio was still making that sound. I couldn't tell you if it was a voice. I couldn't tell you if it was mechanical. It was somewhere in between. Like language built from white noise. Like something assembling a name from signal. I turned the radio off at the display. I didn't touch the dial. I pressed the off button. Silence. I sat there for maybe 2 minutes, watching the road, watching the darkness at the edge of the headlights. Nothing. I pulled back onto the road. I told myself it was tiredness. Signal bleed from somewhere. Pareidolia, where your brain finds patterns that aren't there. I'd heard about that. Your mind reaches for something familiar in random noise. I found my own name because I was primed to. That's what I told myself. I was 10 minutes from home when it happened again. The radio was off. I had not touched it. The sound began again in the silence, the same rhythm. But this time, it wasn't my name. This time, it sounded like an address. My address. I don't remember the last part of the drive clearly. I know I got home. I know I sat in the driveway for a while before getting out of the car. I didn't want to move, not because I was afraid of something outside, but because I wasn't sure I wanted to be near anything that signal might have been intended for. I'm not a superstitious person. I want to be clear about that. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in possession. I believe in signals, interference, technology behaving badly. But here's what I couldn't explain. That station, the radio station I had been listening to that night. I looked it up the next day. It had gone off air, permanently, 3 weeks before that night. I took the car to a mechanic the following week, told him the radio had been doing something strange, picking up signals it shouldn't, playing through when it was switched off. He pulled the dash apart, spent about 20 minutes in there. When he came back out, he looked at me the way mechanics look at you when they can't find anything wrong, but don't want to say so directly. He said the unit was fine, said the aerial was fine, said there was no reason it should have been doing what I was describing. He asked me if I'd been sleeping okay. I said yes. I haven't gone back to that route since. Different roads, different times. And I drive in silence now. No radio, no white noise, no signal, just the road, and the dark, and the quiet that feels a little less comfortable than it used to. The train moves on, and some passengers never really leave. Next stop, unknown.